Day 17, let's go. Right, so I've got a couple of things to think about. So I've been looking at cameras. One of the cameras that I shoot on is a Blackmagic cinema camera, and I was considering grabbing one myself. So I've been traditionally shooting on Panasonic. I quite like the Panasonic ecosystem. There's things that I don't like. Autofocus, I'm looking at you. See what I did there? But yeah, I've really enjoyed the Blackmagic camera that we use at work, that we use it here. And primarily we use it in a locked off situation. And I was looking at price comparison. I was like, you know what, I might take the plunge. The 4K version uses the same mounting system, MFT, that I'm using at the moment with my Panasonic cameras. So I'm primarily shooting on two G7s and a GH5. I was considering a GH6, but I thought, but you know what, maybe I just go all in and go for the Blackmagic, because visually the footage is wonderful. The interface on the screens is fantastic. It's just so much more intuitive and simple to use than any of the cameras that I've used before. But there's problems with it, and for my situation, I think realistically I'm probably going to have to go back to my original choice of looking at GH6. Now, that's not to say there's something wrong with the Blackmagic. I really want to be able to put my money where my mouth is, so to speak, and go down that route. And I think in this situation, in the work situation, that is absolutely fine. Locked off, manual focus, great. For this sort of thing where I'm more run and gun, it's not going to be fantastic. The other option was the Sony a7S III, but cost-wise, it's not viable, and it's a completely different lens mount. Whereas using Micro Four Thirds makes sense. I've already got a number of lenses I can use there. My problem with the Blackmagic is mostly like image stabilization and autofocus. It has neither of these things, which isn't great, and it won't fit on a standard gimbal. Not ideal. But the other thing I really like about it is the size. It's a little bit bigger, and I find it easy to use, and that screen is wonderful, and the interface. But no. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking of today primarily. After playing with it this morning more and more, I'm like, yeah, I genuinely enjoy using this. I would use this instead of any of the cameras that I have access to. But then when I thought about it from a practical standpoint, it needs those two things for me. And the nice thing with sticking with Panasonic, other than the fact that it's crap autofocus, contrast-based autofocus, not the great, as we well know. My eyes are wandering all over. I'm feeling it again, and I was doing it again yesterday. This is retrograde. I need to correct this issue. Having in-body image stabilization and often on lens image stabilization, having that mega, what's it called, mega OIS is genuinely beneficial for out and about shooting. Yeah, I know low light performance isn't fantastic. The Sony, again, better choice, but cost wise it's silly, and I would lose access to all these lenses. I know I could get lens adapters and all the other things, and yes, there's a lot to be said for full frame sensors, but for my needs it's probably enough. So anyway, that's where I am today. I wanted to talk about the cameras a little bit more because I've not spoken too much about cameras over the past week or so, or lenses, any of that stuff. So I'm going to try and focus on that for the next couple of videos as we on this downwards decline into February now. I'm excited for February. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to just like being able to talk about whatever I want and be out a little bit more. Got some interesting days out coming up as well, but we'll talk about that perhaps tomorrow on day 18. Right, until then, unless I come back later, who knows. I'll see you later. Cheers.